honey, you're gonna have to get moving because this is a 65 and no, don't go right. No, don't. Oh, no! You guys are killing me. Hey, what's up guys? Flashwing here. Oh, it is as hot as the devil's asshole out today. We got a scheduled high of 110 degrees here in the great city of Phoenix. I'm out doing a vlog today. We're just doing a run around the block today because I saw something on my Facebook page today that irritated me a little bit, and I want to give a hearty hat tip to Molo for reposting this article, which was a segment of a news broadcast down in Tucson's Channel 4 News about Mount Lemmonn and the dangerous motorcyclers that are now riding all over Mount Lemmonn. It's turning into a motorcycle playground. And I wanted to talk to you guys today, as you no doubt can tell by the title of this vlog, about motorcycles in the media, but also what you can do to not further embarrass or degrade the image of motorcycles to the rest of the public. Now, if you're not familiar with this segment, I will link it into the description below. Very typical, oh, those dirty motorcycles, they're ruining the tranquility and you know, scenic value of Mount Lemmonn by polluting it with their noisy, dangerous, dirty motorcycles. This is I mean, you could almost write the script for an article like this without even seeing any footage, without interviewing a single person. You know exactly what's going to be said. You know exactly what the viewpoint is going to be. Oh yeah, so dangerous. Never mind, the rest of these people on the highway are on their cell phones, eating their breakfast, reading the paper, if you still read the newspaper. I've actually seen that before. I mean, so what is missing from this broadcast is context. Context is incredibly important to understand how a story and how a situation truly impacts the community. Now, for example, what they're trying to show you with their crash statistics is simply that things are getting worse. Things across Mount Lemmonn, they're getting worse. I mean, we saw a dip in, crashes in 2012, but we saw an increase in fatalities in 2013. Well, so again, we need context here, and there's two different pieces of context I'm going to talk to you about. Number one, we don't know anything about how the motorcyclist in 2013 was killed. All we know is he or she died from riding on Mount Lemmonn. We don't know if it was a single rider crash. For all we know, they were hit head on by a cager crossing the double yellow. It does happen, especially on the mountain. You get tourists who don't know how to drive the mountain, and they drive a little too fast, and they get a little scared, and before you know it, they go wide, and boom, you hit somebody. So we do not know anything about that crash. All we know is it happened on Mount Lemmonn. It involved a motorcyclist, and that person, he or she, is dead. So the second piece of context is that the crash statistics themselves. Oh, these crashes. Oh, my God. Well, let's talk about Tucson, shall we? In the city of Tucson for 2013, you might be interested to know that there were approximately, well, there was a little bit over 4,800 vehicle crashes in the city of Tucson in just 2013. Now, you might also be interested to know that in the great city of Tucson, where things are so perfect because bikers can't ride on the mountain, 2,400 injuries were resulted from those 4,800 crashes. And in addition to that, Tucson had 44 fatalities. So 44 people were killed in the city of Tucson, which means that Mount Lemmonn in 2013, for all 365 beautiful, sunny, awesome days of the year, had one person killed on a bike, mind you, okay? I'm not going to break these statistics down for you by bike because, unfortunately, I have a limited capacity of memory, and I still have to remember how to get home. So I can't sacrifice that, so I'm very sorry. I will also link in the description below to the PDF report for the 2013 crash statistics from AZ Department of Transportation, which any fucking grade school child can get to, Channel 4 News. But you might also be interested to know, because of course, again, we don't know anything about these 44 fatalities. Well, I do, ladies and gentlemen. 22 of those 44 fatalities were alcohol related. Alcohol related, you say? Oh, alcohol related, yes. Despite Arizona having some of the most strict and harsh DUI punishments in the country, we still continue to have a serious DUI problem in this state. Hey Tucson, do you got a DUI problem? Maybe Channel 4 News would be better invested doing a broadcast about how somehow all of these dangerous drivers out there are driving drunk. My friends, those of you who do not ride, and those of you who just simply drive and don't own a motorcycle, let me tell you something. You want to know who's dangerous on the road? Look to your left. That person right there, that is a dangerous person. This person up here, this is a dangerous person. That's a dangerous person, because statistically, you have a better chance of killing somebody else than me killing you. That's just the truth. And the facts of the case back it up. So the second thing I want to talk to you guys briefly about on our run around the block today is, of course, how to deal with the media, okay? This idiot on this Kawasaki that they found, who's wearing virtually no gear and who found it very convenient to sit and brag about, well, you know, we like to get out and loosen up the bike a little bit. You, sir, are a moron, and you should keep your mouth shut. All you are doing is providing additional ammunition to the public to find a reason to take these beautiful machines away from us. Shut your mouth. That's great. I understand why we go up on the mountain. I understand perfectly. I understand every facet of why you like to hit those turns. Do not get on television and talk about it. It's like Fight Club, man. The first rule of riding bikes, you don't talk about riding bikes, okay? Especially not with a camera in your face. Folks, this is how the media works, okay? Gone are the days when journalists used to actually investigate stories and go by the facts. Today, news outlets, they pre-package and pre-design a particular viewpoint and then go out and find the facts to suit their agenda, okay? Channel 4 News wanted to do a story, no doubt at the behest of law enforcement, about how dangerous Mount Lemmonn is for motorcyclists. They knew exactly what they were looking for, and they simply found an idiot who would just blather on in front of the camera. Folks, if a reporter wants to talk to you about riding bikes, this is what you tell them, and this is the truth. You tell them that riding bikes is one of the most satisfying experiences that you have. It's one of the things that you can do that puts you in touch with the world around you, that gives you an exhilaration and a sense of freedom that you can't experience anywhere else. and that you live more in 5 minutes on a motorcycle than some people do their entire lives. That's how you best represent riding a motorcycle to the public. Seriously, and none of that is false. You want to know how much of this was staged? Let me show you this clip. Let me show you this clip. All right, we're gonna go to it right now. Look at that. All right, you see this rider right here? You see how the reporters got the radar gun up and they're looking at it like, oh look, we just caught a motorcyclist and he was speeding, he was doing 53. It's the same guy they're talking to. They had him go down the road, turn around, and say, ride back so that we can get you on radar and make sure you're going like 50 or 60 miles an hour. It was staged. That's not real. They asked him to do that. See what I'm talking about? They already had an agenda. They just had to go out and find some fucking retard who would just be so excited to be on camera. Oh, I'll tell you all about ride bikes. Oh, we come out to the mountain and we loosen up the bikes and, oh yeah, we do 50, 60 downhill, but downhill, man, we're doing like 80, 70, 80, you know, because I'm a baller like that. Yeah. Yeah, man. Here's my phone number. Bitches who want to fuck me, call me. Oh, man. Guys, again, if a reporter wants to come talk to you about riding motorcycles, tell them the truth, but keep it brief, okay? The fact of the matter is, the public is never going to have a positive perception of motorcyclists. Never. Never. It will take a substantial portion of people riding bikes, you know, as for recreation before that's going to happen. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen, to be perfectly honest. So, you know, I'm not saying that this is going to make or break the public's perception of us. It's not. But there are things that we can do to not make it worse. You know, it's one thing to be obsessed about, you know, constantly writing in a respectful and mature fashion because you think that you have some obligation to change the public's perception. Okay, you don't, and you're not going to. One writer is not going to do it, but at the same time, there are things that you can or shouldn't do that will greatly diminish the damage, and one of them is getting on TV and just flapping your trap about all the things that you do on the mountain to a reporter who is just like, oh yeah, give me more, because we think you're dangerous and we just want to hear it from you. Yeah. Thanks for riding with me today, guys. And thank you for listening to my rants. Hope everybody learned something today. And we will see you out there. Oh! So dangerous! Ah! Ah!